Good afternoon, everybody. This is Cindy Clark, back again with PAC-B TV. And today I have Brett and JP Saborin, Mary Onk, and Magnum from Guiding Eyes for the Blind. Welcome and thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
And Mary, this is our fourth time?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
I think it's our fourth time to get together because we'd like to show all about the organization, progress of the various dogs, and just to see a little bit, get a different variety, what's involved in training in a different dog. So what I think I'll start with is Brett and JP, how you got involved, how long you've been involved. Give me some history here.
Yeah, so we got involved my junior year of high school. We got involved because my mother's father was actually blind and he had a guiding eye, so it touched base with us. So it was just a great opportunity to kind of give back. So that really is what started for us. We started with it, had our first dog, wouldn't look back. It's been a great honor to be able to do that and help out, give back to something that really helped my grandfather out, live life to the fullest that he could.
Well, it certainly does, because I watched some of these dogs that come in and they have to be like a whole new lease on life for the people that have them. Now, who do we have here?
This is Magnum.
Okay.
He's about 9.5 months old now. He's been with us since mid-January, and so far he's progressing well.
Is he? Now, the training is pretty extensive, isn't it? Now, do the people from the group show you the training process, or?
Yeah, so our main focus, and Mary can elaborate on it, is really socializations of the dog, bringing them into different environments, getting them used to, whether it's a flea market or going to a movie theater or going to sporting events. It's really to get them out in the world so that they experience various things, whether it's noises, distractions, what have you. Now, Guiding Eyes will provide us basic techniques and commands that they want us to start doing it. But once he makes it, hopefully, into the program, then they go into the heavy training of the service aspect of the dog.
Sure, that's great. So while the puppies are on program, we provide training, resources, support to puppy raisers, so that while they're working with their dogs, we kind of hit on three main areas: good house manners, basic obedience, and then, like JP talked about, the socialization. So the socialization is so important because as guide dogs, they're going to be going in all sorts of different atmospheres. So as puppy raisers, we give them as many experiences as we can, so that as working guide dogs, they're like, yep, been there, done that, piece of cake.
So this is just, now you get how old was he when you got him?
He was one of our older ones. He was 12 weeks.
Okay, so then you just start basically, like you say, with the socialization.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much your primary function for both of you. Do you both work with the dog?
The whole family does.
The whole family,
Yep.
so it's a family
Absolutely.
event. That's nice.
Absolutely.
That's very nice. And they, how can you tell if you're going to have a successful candidate here?
I don't know if we can as much right now, but I'm definitely sure Mary could. When she sees the dog, we really get them on the fundamentals, getting those basic things. You obviously know you want your dog to do the best they possibly can. You try and give them all the tools they can to succeed, and as they succeed and progress, you see them starting to go on and flourish. So I think you can kind of tell towards the end, but it's definitely hard at the beginning when they're those puppies. They're rambunctious. They're moving all around. She'll obviously be able to tell a little bit better than we can, but you have a sense. You never know for sure. Some things just happen, whether it be medical or if they just get anxious. But most of the dogs are great dogs, and you just help them along the way.
Now, typically, how long do you have them again?
Probably 18 months.
18 to 20 months or so.
Now, isn't it tough to say goodbye, though? I would
Everybody
think so.
says
Yeah.
that, and yes, it is. But you have to look at the bigger
Big picture. Yeah.
And when you think about them providing a new lease on life for somebody in terms of what they're able to do and capable, it's a sacrifice that you do, but it's for the right cause.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Now, Mary, how long do the dogs typically stay with a blind person? What's the age usually?
Sure. So usually by the time they complete their formal training to become a guide dog, they're probably about 2.5 years old.
Okay.
So once they're placed, there can be many things that might affect their working career. The health of the dog, the confidence of the dog. So it's really hard to like pinpoint a specific time frame. I've had a dog that worked for 3 years, and I had another dog that worked for 8 years. And I had a dog in between that worked for 5 years. So it's really up to the dog. And like Brett kind of said just previously about watching the dog on puppy program progress, it's really up to the dog to decide if guide dog work is for them. So
Now, what do they do now? Say, what would be an instance where maybe the guide dog decided this wasn't for him or her? I mean, what would they do? I mean, do they stop responding to commands, or they get, I don't know.
right, or they're not as enthusiastic
Okay.
about the work. They might be hesitant, not show a lot of confidence in their work. So they're all small cues that the professional trainers down at Guiding Eyes for the Blind can pick up on and really say, you know what, guide dog work just isn't quite right for this dog. And their philosophy obviously is always what's going to be best for the dog, which will ultimately also be best for their potential partner that they're placed with.
Right. No, that makes sense. Now, what do they do, like, on a periodic basis, do like an evaluation with all of the placements here? I mean, do they come into the home or watch them in action so they can look for cues that there might be an issue, or they know what they're doing.
Sure. So while the dogs are with us on puppy program,
Right.
We do have classes throughout the month where a Guiding Eyes staff person is with us, instructing us. And then about every 4 to 5 months, there's evaluation. It's called a
Okay.
walk and talk. And the walk and talk is all about a check-in to see how the dog is doing, if the raisers are noticing anything in particular. And it's just kind of a progression of being able to, what's the dog doing when they're 4 months old, when they're 10 months old, when they're 13 months old, and when they go back to Guiding Eyes to start their formal training.
Are there certain levels of skills from their training that they're supposed to be, you kind of say at 6 months they should be able to do this? I mean, you gentlemen are doing this now. Do you look for that too, as far as like at 6 months, at 9 months, 12 months? Should they be responding or doing certain things that
Yeah.
they're,
There definitely is, and kind of what you were saying with those walk and talks. When they're early on, it's the sit, the down, those basic ones. And you get some different ones where he's starting to heel, come close. So if the situation arises where on the bus or on a train with someone, that dog needs to be right in that lap, just close by, not taking up too much space. Then it's the check-ins, making sure the dog's following. So they're always, making sure that they're with their person, their partner. So they're right next door. So if something does arise and they need to take care of that, they can always be attentive to that person.
I would love to see that, I mean, I've seen from a distance sometimes people when they had a dog, but I would love to watch. Maybe sometime down the road we can have a demonstration of a completely trained, graduated dog
Working guide dog.
to see where they're at. I mean, I've seen them at various levels here, which are great. And I have to give you people a lot of credit for doing this. Now, do you plan on, after Magnum goes, you'll get another one, I presume? Another dog?
We actually took a little bit of a break after our second dog. Just life got in the way, and boys went to college, and this was just the right time to do another one. Do we do another one immediately after? We'll
Maybe.
see. Maybe
See
not.
where you're
There's
at,
no-
see where life is,
Yeah.
There's no
what's life
commitment
presenting
yet.
you with, yeah.
But part of the check-in, you'll notice, like with Magnum right now, he'll look around, see what's going on, and every 20, 30 seconds, he'll be looking back at me, just checking in to make sure
I've
that
seen
I
that.
know that, and
And he does
There
give you
you
those
go.
eyes and
Good
look
boy.
at.
That's a
Oh
good
my
boy.
heavens,
Down.
look at those eyes.
yes,
They always
that's a
know
good
their person,
boy.
like
That's a good
Magnum is
boy.
his dog. And
I
he
can
comes
see
in,
what
they're
he
always
looks.
checking in, yeah. And you start to notice that too, and that's the thing where you start to see if they are going to pass or how successful they are, becoming those little cues that you're looking for to make sure they're doing the right things.
Now, how do you get them to look at you like that? Or is that just part of the process?
That's part of the process.
Just
of
the training
They
and-
realize that you're there, that you're going to be, you're not going to put them in harm's way either.
Right.
So they just come to rely on you just like someone else will rely on them at some point.
He does. I've seen this.
Yeah,
nice job.
I was going to ask you about that, but you explained it.
Nice job.
It's just that bond that they're creating. So they have that for that lifelong partnership.
That's a wonderful.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
I'm
a good
so
boy.
impressed.
Yes.
Of course, he loves those treats.
Also,
doesn't he?
treats don't worry, yeah.
Well, that does
Just like
help.
rewards for us, you know.
I'm still
you gotta
looking
like
for
'em.
chocolate, though, but it's okay. It's all right. I'll get that later.
Good job.
But he's a beautiful
Good boy.
dog. Mary, now how long, I'm going to reiterate because for those maybe that didn't see any of the previous interviews that we had, how long have you been doing it and why'd you get involved?
So we've been doing it since 2005, and similar to Brett, my son, when he was a teenager, was our first puppy raiser. He was always, the one that took care of our family dog, fed it, walked it, groomed it. So when we saw a little blurb about volunteers needing for puppy raising, it was something that was right up his alley.
Beautiful.
Good
Now, so
boy.
how long has he
Yeah.
been doing it for?
Well,
For-
so,
and is he still doing
he
it?
is now grown and has a family of his own, but I have been doing it, right along.
Continuously. Yes, you have.
So you've been
Yes,
doing
you
it
have.
since.
You've been doing it.
Yes, yep, so it's a great group in our central New York area. I mean, we all become friends, we all become, invested in each other's dogs and what the dogs go on to do, and, watching Brett grow up.
Bless you for doing this.
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah.
It's been a blessing in itself.
And I have to agree with that. This is such a wonderful organization. Mary, what if somebody was interested in some kind of a donation or getting involved? What would be the best way for them to contact the group?
Sure. So, Guiding Eyes for the Blind.
Okay.
There's a website, guidingeyes.org. On the website, there's all sorts of different information about making a donation, learning more about the services that Guiding Eyes provides. And also, if somebody was interested in being a puppy raiser or volunteering in some other capacity, that's all on the website.
Beautiful.
Sure.
Well, I know you're probably getting a little anxious and you probably want to get going. What do you think, Megan?
You want to say hi?
No. I don't want to get you too excited, but I always have to say hello. I always have to say hello.
Some of the other, just to add a little bit to what Mary said, some of the other aspect of it is, if you can't commit to raising a puppy, they also have puppy sitters where you may
good
sign
idea.
up to do
Just for a couple weeks.
just
Yeah.
whether it's a time period or something where we may be going on vacation or having to go somewhere. There's obviously other opportunities to volunteer that is not a full-time commitment like raising the puppy itself.
That's a good thought because somebody even that was kind of thinking about getting
Maybe let's see how
involved,
it is.
they get a feel for it,
Absolutely.
and then you might be able to get some more volunteers that
Absolutely.
way. I know.
Yeah.
But anyways, I want to thank you very much, gentlemen. Brett, JP, Mary,
Thank
and
you.
Magnum for coming and joining me here. Because, like I say, I love to promote these organizations of animals. So,
Yeah.
and again, Mary gave the site. If you're looking for to volunteer, if you're looking to get involved, you have some questions. I believe we'll put it up on the video as well.
Great.
But anyways, thanks again. I appreciate your help and good luck with Magnum. And I hope to see him in the future when he's heading towards graduation.
Definitely.
Good.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you for your
Thanks
time.
for
Thank you
having
very
us.
much.